Alright, this is video 2. Finishing off with CPN, SCN, LCN, new credit file, credit sweeps, short sales, and corporations. As I was explaining, that the credit bureaus have to have certain information on file. There are many ways to clean credit and so forth. A lot of people will charge you like a $29.95 fee per month. They'll keep you going for a year or two. Because the way that the economy is right now, there are so many people that have a lot of debt that's owed. They have a lot of negative information, a lot of inquiries, and so forth. You have to really know what you're doing. So right now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the CPN, and then I'll go ahead and I'll get into the credit. First of all, your CPN number, your new credit file number, can be done a few different ways. This is not file segregation. If you take an EIN number and you reverse it, it is someone's social. If you take someone's social and you reverse it, it is someone's EIN number. You have to really know what you're doing. So let me tell you that what we're doing is taking an individual. If you do it the right way, it is legal. It is your right to not release your social to any non-governmental institution. It just depends on how you do the number. So if you don't know what you're doing and you actually go forth and you take an EIN number, don't think that the credit bureaus haven't filtered their systems to be able to detect a number that isn't originating like a social security number would. You can actually take a business, which is the right and legal way to do it. You have to know what you're doing on your application. You get one shot at that number. They give it to you when you're born. It circulates when you die. You have to know what you're doing. You have to make it to where it's a business, but you can also use it for personal, and you can legally start obtaining credit on it. You can open up bank accounts. You can start building a credit score. You can kill two birds with one stone if you do it this way, personal and business. The second way is to do it is not attached, where they make you look like a whole different individual completely. Don't think that you're going to take one of these files and contact a trade line supplier and they're just going to throw trades on there. And 30 to 45 days, it doesn't work like that anymore. Plus, you can't even go back 2 years. So, you know, there's other ways around it. You need to make sure that the number is clean. You need to make sure that it does not belong to a person that's dead. And even if it's, you know, they pull a tri-merge from all three credit bureaus. Pulling a tri-merge is mortgage broker term, meaning you're pulling from all three credit bureaus at one shot. A lot of these companies will say, hey, and we send you a tri-merge. Well, guess what? Sometimes they do a little promotional inquiry on there. They'll go to Road Loans or they'll go to Staples or somewhere that it's going to hit. The problem is, until something starts reporting, you're not really going to know if it's going to come back in their database not belonging to you. So it's very important that you do it the right way. Plus, you can obtain online banking accounts instantaneously if you know what you're doing. There's about 2 to 4 other cards that you have to have with this credit profile. As you know, if you go to cash a check right now at the bank, if you go somewhere, maybe you want to apply for credit, they're going to ask you for an existing debit or credit card. What do you think is going to happen when you reach in your wallet or your purse and you pull out an existing debit account that belongs to your social? Obviously, your credit files are going to merge. And then if you take a look at your credit report, you'll now see that secondary number with that other address there. So you have to really be taught what not to do and what to do to build credit. Realistically, it's going to take about 3 to 6 months before you can actually attain a really good, solid score. Some people want to utilize this for their credit privacy. They want to go to the doctor. Maybe you want to go to a cosmetic surgeon. Maybe you want to drive off the car lot with a brand new vehicle. Everything is possible, but remember this: from the time that your file's done until you start building it, you're going to have a 0 credit score across the board. You definitely have to know how to build it, and that's another service as well. Let's say you want people to pull your credit, yet you don't want to release your social security number. There's ways to do it to where you can go to a landlord and say, this is my number, and they can actually access your credit without you releasing your social. That's another way. There are plenty of ways to do a new credit file. Most people only know of 1 or 2 ways. Now let's talk about credit sweeps. You remove the name. You remove the address. Anything that is associated, any forwarding addresses or anything have to be removed. The inquiries have to be removed. We go after the credit bureaus, not the creditors. Should you decide that you want to legally get rid of that debt, we can actually interact as a third-party reporting agent and purchase the debt for pennies on the dollar. People don't realize that it's been sold to multiple creditors. That's how they are able to offer you 50 cents on the dollar, 40 cents on the dollar.